Hi there, welcome to this video. This is Tina from tinahills.com, and if you have an Aries ascendant, a Virgo moon and a Taurus sun, then this is your video. So let us understand, let's discuss the signs a bit before we progress on to describing the ascendant. So you have your ascendant in cardinal fire, male. You have your moon in mutable water, female, and you have your sun in fixed earth, female. So you have a good female combination happening here, but you have a sixth house moon and you have a second house sun. So you are pretty strong with your finances. Let's just put it that way. But let's get to that later. The degree of the horizon, the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth is your ascendant. And the sign on which it falls is your rising sign. So when you walk into a room, people perceive you through the lens of your ascendant. It is the sum total of your personality. It is how you look, how you present yourself. It is a very, very important part of you because this is the soul karma that you're here to master. Alright, now having an Aries ascendant, when you walk into the room with your purposeful stride and your dominant, restless, edgy eyes, people immediately sense the Aries within you. You are a go-getter. You're not afraid to initiate conversations or chase the object of your desire. You enjoy the chase. In fact, you're the dominant, very much so. But you have a Virgo moon, so you may not be, but and a Taurus sun, you may not be, but you may switch. But with your Aries ascendant, you definitely have a dominant and sadistic streak. Okay, why? Because Aries is after all ruled by Mars, the red planet, the god of war and strife and conflict. So war and strife and conflict, I mean, your understanding of it, maybe you've had to fight for your rights, maybe you've had to fight for things in your life, or maybe you just like the adrenaline. Okay, you're definitely an adrenaline junkie with your Aries ascendant. I mean, it's after all, the ascendant is the Jungian mask or the persona. So it's really a very important aspect of your personality. So having an Aries ascendant, you have ruddy complexion, you have, as I said, very well defined facial features, sharp nose, high cheekbones, thinnish lips, narrow chin. You may have scanty hair if you have difficult aspects to your Mars, and you have a sixth house moon. So if you have a sixth house Mars as well, you may have other kinds of afflictions. Aries rules the head, so hair could be brittle, alopecia, falling out, coconut oil, cold pressed, extra virgin, organic could fix it. You may even develop acne or persistent migraines, or ENT issues, or just hypertension, high blood pressure if you're not careful. Stress and worry could be a huge thing, but because your face is so much in focus, you like to dress it up. You don't necessarily have to have long hair. You like short hair. Most Aries ascendant Virgo moon people, I would say, shortish hair, but you have a Taurus sun, so you are the most feminine of the zodiac. So you definitely have that feminine side of you. So maybe you do have long hair, but as I said, take care of that. And you're very swift, quick metabolism. Be careful when you have hard aspects to your natal Mars. Be careful of accident, guns, machinery, fires, road rage, driving under the influence and stuff like that, okay? You're so impulsive, you're so temperamental that you may rub people the wrong way if you're not careful. Okay, so that is something you need to figure out. there's always a degree of selfishness with Aries. Why? Because Aries is the infant of the zodiac. So you're always more prone to everything being me. Everything being about me, okay? So as eminent astrologist Stephen Forrest says that the goal of Aries should be enlightened selfishness. So you can't do without selfishness because the infant needs to be selfish to survive. It's its survival instinct. But how do you deal with that selfishness? That's something you need to figure out. The lessons and the shadow work of Aries has to do with this infant growing up. And growing up is not easy. So realize that after the 30th degree of Pisces, which is the degree of archetypalization, the soul enters Aries with a mini big bang and everything starts anew. So we have with Aries a very prominent spring energy signature. Sun moves into Aries, we have spring in the northern hemisphere, and everything is born anew. So when the soul is born with an Aries ascendant, is definitely looking for a change of direction, okay, change of directionality. It's dying to soak in new experiences, initiate new things, meet new people, start new conversations. But the agitating fires of Aries is not soothing. Mars is not a soothing energy. It's a god of war. But it's also our I do principle, the male archetype within us, without which we won't achieve much. So a healthy balance is required. You seem to have that. You have Earth, so you could be grounded and balanced more so than say an Aries, Leo Aries person. Okay, so you're definitely more balanced, and you may question your inherent worthiness. And why? With Aries, there is this questioning because you're so into proving yourself that this inherent sense of worthiness can become an issue. Also with your Virgo moon, Virgos can feel very like they're not worthy. They can feel worthless. So why? The moon is firstly very conflicted in Virgo. It's exalted in the opposite sign of Virgo Pisces. So in Virgo it's in fall, which means it cannot express emotions. Moon is the mother, our childhood, our habit patterns, how we connect, how we emote, how we feel, how we nurture, how we were nurtured. All this is the moon. And in Virgo the moon cannot connect. But interestingly, the ruler of Virgo is Mercury, and the sole ruler of Aries is also Mercury. So ultimately, Aries is not just about conflict and war, it's about the higher plane of the mind. Okay? So it's about manas. And here also there's a linkage to Mercury. So higher wisdom is something you are striving for, definitely. Now, Virgos can be very critical with themselves. It's a sign of service. It's a sign of the servant. It's a sign of healing the physical body. Moon in the 6th can result in very many ailments. Digestive, Virgo rules the digestive system. So digestion, and it's also your 6th house. So I mean, with having a moon there, a lot of issues could pop up with regards to food. With your Taurus sun, you can give into food addiction. So be careful of that, okay? Your digestion, your head, migraines and all that stuff. Other than that, you need to channel this Aries energy with exercise, because the inherent need of Virgo is to have reverence for this physical body and realize it is a temple. And in temple resides the soul of the Christ, of Christos. So the body must be worshipped as the temple. So having said that, be careful of your health. You're very service oriented. 6th house is also the house of hidden enemies. It's the house of everyday work. Your everyday work life can be very detail oriented, meticulous. Okay, you may be in the service industry, and you may want to leave jobs with your Aries ascendant, but hopefully your sun in Taurus will give you the stability that you seek. Also, Virgo is great with detailing. Aries is not great with detailing. Now, so emotional body you have to connect to, because and Virgo is very sensual, because in the ancient era we had 10 signs, and Virgo and Scorpio were fused into one, and then later on they were separated and Libra was introduced. So Virgos have that sexual energy, because after all, Vestal virgins were not unsullied. They were sexually autonomous women, and who had more power and control than anybody in their society. So this is about sexual autonomy in a way, and understanding your sexual energy with the moon in Virgo. You might not acknowledge it, but this is something you need to acknowledge, because the Christ principle is just stating within the womb of your body. This is substance. Okay, the Christos or the Krishna principle is within that womb. And that is the soul karma of Virgo. But remember, according to esoteric astrology, your moon becomes your biggest challenge after the age of 35. So here you can be very judgmental. You can be very critical and harsh and disciplinarian. As I said, that Mercury rules Virgo, and the sole ruler of Virgo is supposed to be the moon. But the moon veils another planet, and that is Vulcan. And interestingly, Vulcan is also the sole ruler of your sun, Taurus. The Taurus is ruled by Venus, but its sole ruler is Vulcan, or the goldsmith of the gods, that hammers the souls, who hammers the souls into gold. Okay, so there's a direct linkage to your soul rulers of your sun and moon. Now the sun is your father. The moon is the very emotional part of you, your mother, your emotions, your connecting body, idea of nurturance, your childhood. The sun is the extroverted male principle, your father, your goals, your ambitions, the alchemy you create in the world, you know, your prestige in the world, how you want the world to perceive you. Sun in Taurus is ruled by Venus, so you are very artsy, you love art, and you're very sensual, so you have very sensual energy happening with all your signs. Aries, Virgo is more repressed, Aries is more open, and with your Taurus you're more, you're very into touch and sensation, because Taurus rules the throat chakra, rules your physical body. Virgo also rules your physical body. So here your physical body is very much in focus, okay? And you have to have reverence for your body, mind and emotions, okay? You have to be, you have to acknowledge that you're an agent of good form. With Virgo, that comes inherently. With Taurus, that comes inherently. So Aries, head, Virgo, digestion, Taurus, throat. So having a Taurus sun, you could be in banking, you could be a chef. Food is also ruled by, agriculture is ruled by Taurus. So with Virgo, you could also be a chef, you could be in the food market, you could be producing, because Taurus and Virgo both are so connected to Gaia and the physical body that they can till the land. But the Aries impatience can get to you. Virgo is very meticulous with details. Taurus, they are like the bull, okay, fixed, stubborn, not easy to anger, but once angry, like the bull sees red. The Taurus, what people don't understand, is also about initiation and a higher knowledge and seeing divine in form, okay, the divinity in form. So here you've got Virgo and Taurus both looking at the divinity in form. So that is very much in focus for your physical body and the beauty of form, okay? And so having said that, now you can be even into, as I said, banking. You can be in any kind of service industry, healing. You can be a cosmetic surgeon, Virgo, Taurus, so a whole bunch of that. And you can be stubborn. Aries and Taurus, very stubborn. Virgo is also very stubborn. But Virgo moon, some of the most sincere friends Why? Because they say it like it is, without fluff. They are your friends. If you have a Virgo moon who's well balanced, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and visit my website. Support me on different platforms. Use Screen, and see you. Bye.